Yep, we can hear you.
Wonderful. Good morning to everyone. Schmidt family of companies, C21 Schmidt Real Estate, Coldwell Banker the Amelia Group, Coldwell Banker Paradise, Coldwell Banker Sunstar Realty, and Coldwell Banker Premier Properties. And a special welcome to our new folks at Hammock Beach in Flagler County from the Premier Region who joined us in July of this year. It is my honor today to be your host of our Florida annual update call. Today, we will be hearing from Mike Schmidt, Steve Bell, Rob West, Carrie Scomp, Tracy Baccigalupi, Kelly Ewing, your region leaders, Deanna Atkinson, Lisa Cataline, and Steve Ladrito, as well as our wonderful partners from Coast One Mortgage, Marty Garrity, and Coast One Title, Dave Wersbecky and Wendy Boyer. And then we get to the best part, hearing from your fellow agents across the state in a panel hosted by our region leader from the Coldwell Banker Premier Region, Steve Ladrito, our agents, Kirby Kitchener from CB Paradise, Jane Wolf from CB Premier, Jimmy Ginta, Tammy Klein, Justin Willis, and Billy Putnick McGinn, all from CB Sunstar Realty, will tell you how to defend your commission. In this world we live in, where everything costs more now more than ever, you should be fully compensated for all that you do to help our customers buy and sell real estate. This is something we began preparing for last summer when we had our summer listing training focus with Adam South. We knew the market was shifting and would continue to do so. So we brought Adam in to address that change and remind everyone of the value of listing control. Control the listings, control the market. Now more than ever, your ability to tell your story and differentiate yourself from your competition and take advantage of the resources of Coldwell Banker and the Schmidt family of companies is key. The goal for you is to win listings and to be paid the full value of what you are worth, and when warranted, even more, in helping our customers in one of the most important decisions in their life. Our panel today is going to help you understand how each of them accomplish this goal every time they go on a listing appointment. Your ability to truly explain your unique value proposition is the challenge for you. And the role for us is to provide you support, resources, and knowledge to make you the easy choice for your customers when they decide who helps them with all of their real estate needs. As I've said in my career for 30 plus years, you, the agents, are where the rubber meets the road. Without you, there are no offices, there are managers, there are no regions for me to drive around in circles to visit. You're the heartbeat of our company. You always have been, and you always will be. And we are here to help you do all that you do and more. We are so grateful for all that you do for our company. I say with great confidence that I and the entire staff in the Florida region wake up every day thinking about how we can help you do what you do better and better each day, again and again. So thank you to everyone for all that you do. I want to extend the same thanks and appreciation to our entire ASC team. You are the primary connection to our agents, our accounting group, who make sure your closings are handled correctly and quickly. Our training, operations, and HR support to teach and guide us each day, our marketing team, our property management team, our commercial agents and team, and finally, our office managers who are there to support you at all times, to educate you, train, answer questions, go on listing appointments, and do so many things to support your efforts and growth. So some key numbers here before we move forward, and we're going to have a lot of numbers for you from Mr. Bell, Mr. West, and others, but a few I want to point out as it relates to growth. Currently, we have 26 offices in the state of Florida, 841 agents. 2023 is our 5th year in a row in Florida with growth and expansion of companies of 3 million or more in added GCI. From 2018 to 2023, we have grown over 330% by adding strategic offices and agents to expand our footprint and presence in some of the most amazing and beautiful markets across the state. I will tell you as well, we are not done. We will continue to look for opportunities to partner with like-minded and culturally fitting agents and companies across the Florida. As we move forward, I also want to reiterate and say with all confidence, the Schmidt family of companies is the greatest real estate company in the industry. Yes, I said it, the greatest real estate company in the industry. That's who we are. After decades in this business, I've had the opportunity to work with the best of the best across the country and with multiple brands in the industry. And I know that what we offer to you, our agents across Florida, is the most unique and supportive value proposition in real estate. From our marketing group to our technologies to our support and management team, there is no one better. As I said earlier, it is our honor. Before I move forward, I want to say one last thing to you, to our entire leadership team, Mike and all who will join us. Thank you for your never-ending support of what we do here in Florida. Having worked for a company or two in my career, I know the difference in leaders and recognize on behalf of our entire Florida team how much we appreciate all your support and our continued focus on growth and operational excellence. Again, it is truly appreciated. With all of that being said, that brings me to our first guest, our CEO, Mike Schmidt. Mike, you there?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mike. So tell me how the view looks from your seat.
Well, I just want to start with thank you, Steve Carr. Really our job is frankly pretty easy. It's finding the best people and the smartest people that are way smarter than us to help run the company. And Steve Carr is just, we wake up every morning, we're thankful. And we talk behind Steve's back. He may or may not know that, but we give him praise often and probably not enough right directly to him. So Steve, thank you for everything you've done. And frankly, thank you for kind of getting the mantra of who the company is. And that is really understanding who the customer is. And that's all the sales agents. As my grandpa said, Schmidt means nothing. It's all about the agents. They're the ones that are meeting with the customers, and we're just there to support them. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Steve Carr. And I'm going to pass down to Steve Bell really quick. Before I do, I just want to recognize that, we understand that the market we're in, and Steve Bell is going to speak to this. We are ready. I don't want to say we're excited, but we're prepared for the market that's upcoming. We're prepared to grow through it. More importantly, we're prepared to support you as agents. And if there's anything we can do, obviously let your managers know, let your regional leadership know, and let me know if we can help with anything, because that's the end of the day, that's what matters. With that being said, I'm going to pass the ball on to Steve Bell, who's the president of the company, and he's the one that's good with the numbers. And he's also the chief financial officer. And I'm very thankful for Steve Bell and Steve Carr and everybody here. So have a great day. And I'm looking forward to learning from all of you, especially the agent panel. I'm really excited about that. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Bell, are you there?
Yes, I am. If you guys can hear me all right.
Wonderful. We can.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, thanks for the nice intro there, Mike. I appreciate that. I've got I guess, a few things. First of all, this is just a great event. I think communication is so important, especially, it is anytime, but especially with the market that we're facing right now and some of the dynamics of the industry, being able to get everybody together, communicate, and like we said, have so many great professionals with a ton of experience and wisdom and insight on the market. This is just a great event. So a few things I do want to touch on real quick. One is the NAR lawsuit. I wish I could sit here and bring a bunch of clarity, but the truth is that this is going to continue for a while. But just know that we have constant communication and contact with the brand, with CB Corporate, and even more important than that, with Anywhere Real Estate, which is the parent company. It is the largest real estate broker and company in the country. And not only supports Coldwell Banker, but Sotheby's, C21, Better Homes and Gardens as well. So we truly believe we have the best insight and the best knowledge of how to get through this. And as soon as we have anything to share with you guys that's definitive, we will. In the meantime, just please be patient, because it's going to take a long time to kind of work through this. I think it will be months and months, not weeks, before there is more clarity. But as soon as there is, we will share that with you for sure. So that you guys can navigate this at your local levels and through your MLSs as best as possible. So the next thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was, as Mike touched on, is just acknowledge the market that we're seeing right now, and not just in the state of Florida, but across the company and across the country. If anybody was paying attention to a little bit of the, I'll say the annualized existing home sales that come out every month, that's probably, it's not reflective exactly of our markets, but it's a pretty good indicator. That number in September dropped below 4 million units for the first time since 2010. which means that we are basically getting, to the point where the market is not that much different really than it was during the Great Recession almost 15 years ago. And unfortunately, I don't think September was any kind of an anomaly. We're going to continue to see, I think the annualized rate is going to stay below 4 million for at least the next, who knows, 4-6 months, maybe longer than that even. It is going to be a challenging market. There's no question about that. But I do have a little bit of a, now that I've brought everybody down with that reality, but that is the reality, and we want to be, open and honest about that. But I do think that there's some real bright spots for us in that context. And that is that last year, especially in the state of Florida, this is not necessarily anything new. Last year we went through a horrific hurricane, especially on the West Coast, but that impacted the entire state. And then November, December, January, February of last year were absolutely terrible as well in terms of the market. So I don't think we've already been through this and survived, and in some cases thrived even. So I'm not trying to paint a picture that is necessarily definitively worse than what we've seen in the past, but just know that it's going to continue to be a challenge. But then the two things that I think are really kind of some bright spots. One is that I believe we will see, if the market is down another 10%, unlike in the past, I think, or last year, I think we're going to see agents and brokers leave the business just as fast. That if the market's down 10%, our competition is going to be, the number of agents and brokers is going to be down 10%. That gives you guys the opportunity to go get your unfair share and pick up that market that is just going to kind of melt away. It is, when it's this tough, the pretenders and the part-timers are not going to be able to see it through. They're going to find other professions. And then the final thing is, in terms of a bright spot, we've really been seeing this for a couple of weeks, if not months. The listing inventory has really shifted and is picking up. And I will just say, it is noticeable that our agents are doing a fantastic job. We are controlling the listings, and as the inventory grows, we have the opportunity to do that. And as I think you guys, we're going to talk about that here throughout this meeting. It's a great opportunity for us as a company. If we can control the listings, we're going to come out just fine through all this. So anyway, that's just a little insight. And so thank you very much for having the opportunity to communicate today. And take care, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Bell. Next up, we have Mr. Rob West, our VP of Finance and Closings for the state of Florida, the man that makes sure that you get paid in a timely manner. Something he is very proud of, and the best I've ever known at that. So Rob, are you there?
I am here. Yes, thank you.
All right.
I get to hide behind a slideshow. Kelly, you got a presentation ready? So while Kelly gets the presentation queued up, what I'm going to do today is try to squeeze a 4-month project, summarize that into 5 minutes, which I'll go ahead and admit is not going to happen. It's going to be 10. So grab a cup of coffee. So what I wanted to do was put some real numbers to this discussion revolving around revenue protection. Go to the next slide. We'll go ahead and power through this pretty quickly, Kelly. So keeping in mind in this discussion, as Steve said, we have 5 different companies in the state of Florida represented on this call. Go ahead, Kel. 5 different markets, 5 different customs in the market, 5 different, slightly different commission policies. But so please, everything that I'm saying is a conceptual, thought-provoking, want to get your wheels turning into making business decisions moving forward based on actual statistics from the market. But what I can say is that each policy manual in the regions do say that any commissionectomy, as I call it, which is a reduction to stated commission policies before or during a transaction, must be approved in writing by a manager. And this is because it provides you with a great higher authority defense mechanism to go back and combat that objection, which your managers are highly trained on helping you overcome to keep more money in your pocket. Again, we are 5 different companies, but we are under the same parent company. So a lot of you on the board of realtors who know you can't speak to commissions in those settings, we are okay having this conversation as a group because we are all under the same parent company. Steve already alluded to it, the market shift. It's shifted, and this kind of market plays right into our hands. We have been preparing for it, as Steve said, since last summer, where we focused on helping you get listings dusting off all the great tools that Tracy provides us that we really didn't get to use in a market where the average days on market was less than a week. Now we're in the 70 to 80 days on average to the market. It's trending more towards a balanced seller's market, balanced market, I should say, from a seller's market. So now it's going to take a true skilled real estate professional with tools and all the great things that Tracy gives us and that your managers help train you on. So these are the markets where powerhouse companies like ours, strong listing companies, thrive. And it's also creates an issue for us on the other side. The lesser service, limited service brokerages, slow down, Cal. They get desperate and they end up taking listings and buying listings at reduced commissions. And we see that a lot now on the buy side with some 1% and 2% co-brokes we've seen in every region. So now it's very important that we protect what we have control over, which is the list side of our commissions. Finally, the code of ethics, it is a violation. And I just want to put this out there, someone who is chair of our professional standards for 15 years. It's a violation for an agent to put their interests in front of their customers. So I've never loved the pushback of, well, I have to give a high co-broker, nobody's going to show my listing. That is wrong. As we've seen, you will show the listings. I know it because we get 1% and 2% all the time on the buy side. So we don't have to worry about that. Also, I will cite some specific examples probably during this presentation, but I will not be naming any other companies by name, obviously, for the same reasons for the code of ethics. Okay, Kel. Next slide, please. All right, so the numbers I'm going to show you is a summary of, I've taken from closing statements, 50 list side transactions and 50 sale side transactions from each region over the course of the last 4 months. They will not include builder sales, which has become a huge section of what we're doing on the buy side, which is great, but it skews the list side numbers because there's generally not a list side commission on those. Excludes commercial and in-house sales. And so that we can get a true picture of what a real arm's length deal looks like in a co-broke MLS situation. No personal sales in here either, where we often discount the list side. Keep in mind also that the average sales price on these slides affects the rates. So if you're in a market where you're feasting on $20,000 lots, obviously the percentage that you're charging is higher than, say, our market with an average sales price of $1 million because of economies of scale. So keep that in mind as well. And what I did find, which was interesting, not really surprising, is every market had very similar common practices, but there were uniquenesses. I made up a word, that's cool. In each region, one specific that we're starting to see more and more, which I started seeing on the West Coast, actually in Clearwater a couple of years ago, a percentage minus some garbage fee, 2.5% less $395 for an MLS fee, whatever that is. And I did see, slow down, you're going too fast. I did see one company actually, and these are randomly selected HUDs. One company that we got paid 3 times by, an independent that works in every market, not yet, Hal. On all 3 closings that they were on the list side, we got paid less than they got paid. There were 3 that we paid them on the buy side the same. So we need to get out of the mindset of always paying our competition the same or more that we get, because they're not participating in kind. Okay, so let's get into these numbers now. There you go. All right, so in the, I don't know about you, but your right column might be hidden, so hide the faces. So in the Paradise region, I'm just going to highlight the bold so we don't get bogged down in these stats. But on our listings, our average listing is 5.75% in the Paradise region. We're keeping almost 3% and paying out 2.8%. That I like that. But look to the right. Our competition is taking listings at 5.3% on average. They're only paying us 2.63%. So we're paying them 2.8, they're paying us 2.63. This is a difference that I want to start highlighting and have in your minds as you make business decisions moving forward. On the bottom line to that 50-50 rule, there is no rule in the MLS rule that says listings must be shared 50-50. Only 70% of listings in the Paradise in this study were 50-50 splits on our side, and then on their listings, most of that was in our favor, some not. On their listings, only 2/3 were shared at a 50-50 rate, and the majority of them were not in our favor. but some were from those discount brokers that keep 1.5% on their side. Move on to the Premier region, Cal. This is Premier and Amelia combined. So higher average sales price, as I mentioned. So average listing rate for Premier and Amelia is 5.3%. Our competition's under 5% at 4.92. We're keeping 2.8 and giving out 2.51. Our competition is giving us 2.47. So again, not a huge difference, but we are paying them more than they're paying us. And you'll see the big discrepancy there in the amount of 50-50 co-brokes. Almost half of our listings are not co-broked evenly, probably because the Premier people are tired of hearing me talk about this. And that's mostly in our favor, I should say. On the flip side, 2/3 of their listings are not shared equally, and it is usually not in our favor. You can see that's one deal on the bottom. Listing broker kept 0.1% and we got 0.5%. Move on forward to the Sunstar and Century 21 region, a little lower sales price average, but doing a great job with 5.82% average listing commission, where we're keeping 3 and paying out 2.83. Our competition's not as successful getting the higher commission rate, and they're only paying us 2.66%. So that's 0.2% less. More percentage, as expected, is 50-50 split. But again, there's no rule there saying, but we're 50-50 more often than our competition is. The next slide, Kelly, is the final result as a combined state. 5.63 is our average commission rate. 5.25 is our competition, what they're taking that. We're paying out 2.71. They're paying us 2.59. Let's monetize that. The difference between 2.71 and 2.59 is 0.12%. Over the past 12 months, the Florida region has had list side volume of $750 million in real estate. 0.12% of that is almost $1 million in easy additional revenue. Based on the amount of agents, that's $10,000 each to break that down, because over 800,000 of that goes back to you guys. So this is the easiest way for you to get a raise, is to be a little more conscious of how you're dividing up the commissions. Go on to the next slide. I got a couple of more stats. This slide is from NAR's most recent survey seller profile report. 80% of sellers only talk to you. They only talk to one person. So you're not in as much competition as you think you are. 8 out of 10 of the people that you speak with are only talking to you. So there's really no need to even talk about a discount. The next one's really interesting. According to the same survey, only 4% of all sellers believe that the agent commission is the most important factor. And those 4% just don't know the value until they need the value. So final wrap-up slide. Now, you're going to get some much better advice from the panelists at the end of this conversation, who are in it every day. But a couple of thoughts from my desk, is with 25 years of experience buying and selling alongside you. Again, there's no MLS rule stating that your commission has to be split 50-50. So don't undervalue yourself. And I don't understand why you would pay out more than you want to keep for yourself, especially when we're pre-committing to pay somebody and we don't know who that somebody is going to be. So to pre-obligate yourself to pay somebody else more than what you're paying yourself is counterintuitive to me. And keep in mind, this is a little trick that I've done. You can always pay more in a co-broke situation than the MLS states, but you can't pay less. So if you should want to pay more and you talk to your manager because you've had a good experience with a co-broke agent, maybe somebody that we want to come work with us, or someone in your own office has sold it, we can always make it a 50-50 split at the end of the day. But why pre-commit to paying God knows who more money or as much money as us, as generally speaking, the #1 brokerage in each of our markets, at least the top 3. 1% is made up of 100 decimals. So we don't always need to move in 1/4% and 0.5% increments. To Steve's earlier point, a 0.5% reduction in our side of the commission, say going from 3% to 2.5%, that's the equivalent of a 17% discount. And I don't know about you, but in this economy, I don't know of any professional good or services that's just going to give you a 17% discount simply for asking. I haven't been able to figure out who will do that for me, because I've tried and they say no. I think any discounts on listings should be taken from the co-broke side. You know, if you have a referral to pay, I would definitely fluff up the list side and cut down the co-broke side. Just say no is easy to say, harder to do, but the panel is going to give you some really good thoughts and ideas there as to how to say no without necessarily even using the word no. And my final point I want to make before I turn this over is, remember, some agents do discount their commissions, and they should, but you're not one of them, and they don't work here. All right, I believe that's my last slide, Cal. And I believe that's only 8 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. West. I guess they know their value, correct?
That's right.
That's why they discount. Great stuff, Rob. Thank you so much. Love the breakdown and just the importance and the highlight on why we need to make sure we are not accepting something that we're less than. So great stuff. Thank you.
We're better than most.
Amen.
Let's pay ourselves like it.
I love it. All right. Up next, Carrie Scomp, are you there? Our Senior VP of Ops and IT.
Good morning, everyone.
Carrie. Hey, how you doing?
Good. As soon as you went to me, there's sirens out my window. So sorry about that.
All good. All good.
Right.
Kelly's getting you pulled up here, I believe.
I actually will be sharing my own screen.
Okay.
So let me get this up. So we're going to be talking about the value of our tech stack. And what a tech stack is basically just all your tools and technology that between the company with Schmidt family of companies and your brands between Century 21 and Coldwell Banker provide to you as the agent. No technology will sell real estate. It's not possible. Technology is here to help you sell more real estate faster and easier. Technology is meant to save you time so that you can go out and prospect, talk to your clients, be that market expert. That's where you guys shine. The technology is just meant to make your job easier. So I'm going to show you a few things. First, you're seeing, hopefully you're seeing, Steve Carr, can you see my screen?
Okay.
Great. So this is our Century 21 technology tools snapshot. There's a similar version for Coldwell Banker, but I did want to show Century 21's first. A lot of the tools cross now. The Anywhere brands, which is our parent company for both sides of the house, work really hard to use their strength of numbers to provide the best technology to their agents on both sides of the brand. So MoxieWorks. You know, we got there first, by the way. Schmidt Family of Companies was providing MoxieWorks long before Anywhere brands merged with them. So all of the tools are the same, but it's enhanced content. So many times our agents struggle with finding content. Now we have our amazing in-house marketing group that can provide content, and we get a lot of content from what the brand provides. So merging with them was actually a really good thing for us because now we are getting all of that content in Present, in Engage for our website. So MoxieWorks is available for both Coldwell Banker and Century 21. You guys at Century 21 have 21 Online. Lots of tools are found in there. Real Satisfied for Preferred Client Club, Unique Property Websites, Express Docs, all that good stuff. We all have Google Workspace, again, just meant to make your jobs easier. We have Gmail, which is secure. We all hear cybersecurity. It's scary. We hear about it all the time. Highly, highly recommend that you use our system when it comes to Gmail and document storage with Drive. We watch this constantly. We're constantly getting notifications if we have any breaches, and it's going to keep your data and your clients' data much safer. Some things like listings to leads and app files cross both brands, of course. So we always have a lot of opportunity as well there, along with Testimonial Tree, which you'll hear Kelly talk about. Cole Realty Resource is available for both brands as well as Home Hub. If you guys have never seen this document and you want a copy, head over to your Schmidt Resources on the Century 21 side or reach out to Michelle Cruz, your amazing ASC, and she'll have that for you. So let's jump over to the blue side. Again, a lot of the same tools because Anywhere brands really get into the mind of how a real estate agent operates, and they're able to offer these products across both brands. But again, technology is just meant to save you time. It's not meant to sell real estate for you. But as you can see from our brand new infograph, you have a lot of tools at your disposal. Some agents may never use these tools. Some agents may be using these tools and not really realize it because they're just kind of set up in the back, doing the work for you. And some tools will be more important to you throughout your selling season and also throughout your selling career. You know, if you're newer in the business, you need certain things to help you connect with your sphere of influence. As you've been in the business a little bit longer, some of those things, some of those systems you put into place just kind of operate and your sphere is just right there with you. But as you're new in the business and you're growing your sphere, some of these products will be more important to you. Some of these products you'll use if you have a tough listing, right? We've all had those tough listings. To Steve's or Rob's point before, they're not selling in a week anymore. They were, and that was great. But now some of these technologies are here and meant to help you. So some of them you'll use all the time. Some of them you may use once or twice. And quite frankly, some of them you may learn that you can't live without. So we'll just hit a few highlights here. Any of these brand tools here in this big section, those are all available to you via mycbdesk.com. Now, this is our residential side of the house. We also have a lot of products on our commercial side of the house as well, available via CBC Desk. But this is meant for the residential house. So we have things like List Track, which is exactly what it says. It tracks your listings. Before, when they were selling within a week, your seller may not have cared how many views it was getting online. But if it's sitting on the market 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they may want to see the traffic that is going to their house. That's available to you as an agent. It's a great touch point to your seller. Set it up one time, it communicates with the seller for you and shows them the views that they get through our amazing syndication. Marketing Center, MarketQuest, again, amazing places to get content, to pull down information based on your market, makes you that person in your market that has that data, but you don't have to sit and try to do a graph. MarketQuest will do it for you. Marketing Center will do flyers and postcards and social media posts. Lots of things are available by the brand. And then we move into the Google Workspace, which I mentioned a little bit on the Century 21 side. We have our calendars. A lot of offices run floor calendars through here. We have our amazing education calendar through Google. Your email, as I mentioned, is super secure. We also have our Drive where you can save all of your documentation, also available to you. And even though we're on Zoom today, you have Meet available to you. If you have a client moving from New York or moving from Boston and you want to have a meeting with them before they travel, Meet is available there for you. It's available via mobile and desktop, which is nice for those agents that are on the go. Cole Information is a great prospecting tool. Not only can it pull down mailing addresses, but it has an opportunity to look for those phone numbers that are not on the do not call list. The system tells you that, along with email addresses. Then, as you'll hear Kelly talk about Testimonial Tree and really growing your online presence with reviews, Listings to Leads, which I know this is a 2-hour meeting, but I do want to highly, highly recommend at noon you join us for Listings to Leads. Vince, right from Listings to Leads, he helped create the product. He's going to share with us on how to get listings. That's right, how to get listings using Listings to Leads. It's going to be a great session today at noon. Of course, I know you guys are busy. You may be shooting off to appointments. We will record that and put that in our Schmidt video classroom. We have Home Hub, our listing concierge. It's a dedicated concierge for life. And it's not just based on transactions. We all have houses. We all have places we live. Home Hub can be a great sphere of influence product to keep your name and your face in front of all of your customers and give them a product that they utilize. And then we have MoxieWorks, we have Present, we have Engage, we have our customized websites, and we have Impress, which is all meant to get your listing out there with ease of use. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time you get a listing, the next day you get an email. That email has a listing flyer, a postcard, and a social media post created automatically for you. It's sent to you via email. If you have not seen that or you're not quite sure and you've had a listing recently, reach out. We can help you with that, but it provides that content to you automatically. You don't even have to log into Impress to get that. It's sent to you automatically. So again, it's a lot, right? There's a lot of icons on that screen. All we ask is that if you have a need in your business, if you're like, man, I wish I could do this, reach out to your ASC, your RSC, your tech trainers. 9.5 chances out of 10 we or the brand have a product that can help you without you having to go outside and spend any more of your money on a product. As you can see, there's a lot to choose from here. So I would highly recommend, this will go out with the recap. I highly recommend if there's a product on there that you've never used, just jump in. Maybe you're sitting floor, maybe you're at an open house, maybe you're sitting and having a little glass of wine at night. Just jump in, use one of these products and see what it can do for you. I guarantee it's going to save you time and help you sell more real estate. So thanks so much for your time today, guys. I'll throw it back to you, Steve Carr.
Wonderful. That was incredible. Thank you so much, Carrie. Again, it's kind of like going to a buffet. You pick and choose. You don't eat everything. Maybe you don't eat everything, but you don't eat everything. You pick and choose what fits and add a few here and there, as Carrie suggested, when the opportunity presents itself. Okay, next we have up Tracy. Tracy, president of our marketing group. Tracy, are you there?
I am here. Good morning, everybody. So nice to see all of you. I am going to chat with you today about some resources available to you to start planning for 2024, your business and financial planning, and also tying your marketing plan to that as well to achieve those goals. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and take you into a couple things. Real quick, of course, I'm going to go into schmidtresources.com. Let me minimize this. And can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep.
All right, awesome. I'm going to head right into Florida, and you're going to see the business and marketing planning square, which is in the second row into the right. It's time as we head into this new year to think about how we're going to work our business, right? So 2021 was a different year compared to 2022, and 2023 was completely different. 2024 is going to prove to be the same. So we can't keep the same plan in place. We have to kind of pivot and think outside the box and kind of really be intentional as to what we're going to do with our business and marketing planning. And you're going to hear me use the word a lot. That word intentional as it relates to your personal branding, as it relates to your messaging. Content and messaging can sometimes be the same thing, but I'm going to really encourage you to be super intentional as you go into 2024. So wanted to direct you to this square. So Carrie just went through this amazing tech stack that we have in our company through our Coldwell Banker brand and our Century 21 brand. And Moxie Engage actually has a goal setting function to it within the Moxie Engage platform. In fact, it was just in your Blue Matter Monday email this past week, and we included this short video here for you to look at. But if you're really into Moxie and you're in there a lot and you love using your Moxie, you definitely want to go into Moxie Engage and work on your goal setting there. And there's also a really cool task feature too, tied to a calendar that keeps you on track. So think about that if you can. Now, what I did here was I went ahead and I did a couple links to some workbooks that can help you get in the right state of mind to build your financial and business planning and then work your marketing plan to it. So you're going to see the business and marketing plan workbook that's here. And again, I have this replicated over to our Century 21 Schmidt resources as well in the C21 branding, but this is a business planning workbook. Again, it's going to give you some thought-provoking questions to really kind of guide you in the direction that you want to be in for 2024. Okay. Also, we have an agent marketing plan. So there was a business and marketing planning workbook. Now this is the agent marketing plan. Now this is the 2023. We haven't launched 2024 yet, but you can use this right now to start establishing your plan for 2024. Now, this one says promote yourself, establish your personal brand. Like, this is where, again, we get super intentional, right? You know, you have this powerful Coldwell Banker brand and Century 21 brands behind you, but your brand, you as that agent out there serving that seller customer, that is your personal branding. And personal branding is so much more than a logo. It's how your voice is. It's about your intentional marketing. How do you speak to your seller and buyer prospective clients, right? What type of messaging, or the word content that's used most often, what are you putting out there that really ties back to your personal branding, right? And this ties in a lot of those tech stack offerings that Carrie went through. So it's going to kind of show you how to tie in tech with your planning, okay? So please be on the lookout for that as well in here. We also put together an agent budget template, which I think is kind of cool. You can go ahead and start to forecast out some marketing that you're doing, whether it is your print campaigns, it's your digital, it's your social, it's your custom listing presentations. We're going to talk about that real too as you plan for 2024. All those things so that you can not only budget for 2024, but you can stay on track as well. And remember, any marketing that we do, anything that we're doing to put ourselves out there, consistency is the key. If you start and stop and start and stop, you're really missing a tremendous opportunity, especially in the digital world, to really present yourself continuously and consistently. You don't want to drop away by stopping, okay? It's better to cut your budget back than to bring it down to zero. We also put together a business planning resources Google Sheet for you. This is where you can tie in some of your financial goals, right? This is where those commissions are going to come into play as well, you know, holding firm to your commissions, but you also have to tie your value to those commissions, right? But this is a fun worksheet for you to do to really kind of tie in, what do you need to accomplish on the listing side and the buyer side, transactions, commission rate, what do you want to sell and earn? And then your marketing template comes into play for your prospecting calendar. What are those activities are you going to do to achieve those business and financial goals? And then we went and populated a calendar for you just so you could kind of stay on track as to what are some activities that you can do. So again, just things just like the tech stack, we're putting stuff in front of you. You got to pick and choose what makes sense for you and how you work your business. But we definitely want you to have options. Now, we also put in some buyer strategies as well as some seller strategies, and wanted you to be able to kind of look at those as well to be able to, again, build that thought process for what you want to achieve in 2024. Now, again, I'll say as we head into a new year, it's always a great time for you to update your bio. The Agent Bio Writing Assistant Square is right here as well to go get some help on your bio. Few questions that we need you to answer, but you should have your bio updated every year. And it's also a great time to think about your headshot. Is your headshot current? Is it looking the way you would like it to look? All of that good stuff. So before I end, I'll say that as we head into 2024, you have a tremendous opportunity, right, to be able to really be that leader in real estate. We're going to see, as we heard before, agents are going to drop. They're not used to competing. Business was really easy and people came in. Now it's time to double down on all of our efforts, whether it be marketing, going after those listings. You know, you get the listing, you're at least in the game to get paid. And we want to make sure that we're winning those listings. So being intentional with your listing presentations, we're seeing more and more agents get super intentional and really customize their listing presentations to show their branding, their voice, their testimonials, how they serve their seller clients. And they're winning business. We're seeing our agents list and they're winning, which is amazing. Compete and win. So that can also help you as you're going to preserve that commission and, you know, really fight for that. You don't have to fight, but you know what I mean? Really show that value proposition, your unique selling proposition to go win that business. So think about, as you head into 2024, that intentional effort to everything you're doing, how you're prospecting, how your messaging, your content is out there, what is it saying? Is it educating the seller and buyer consumers? Is it talking about what's happening in the market? We have so many templates for you to choose from that are easy to grab and go with. But I would also encourage you to take those as inspiration and also bring it to an intentional voice from you so that that seller or buyer can really connect to you and understand who you are as that realtor. All right, so finally, I will say, I wish you guys an amazing year in 2024. I am here with you right now in Florida. You'll be seeing me popping into your offices. We've got a pretty good schedule that's built, and I hope to see many of you, but I would also encourage you to reach out to me. I'd love to sit down with you in person. If you want to lean in a little bit more into being intentional in 2024, I would love to do that with you. And I look forward to seeing all of you. So thanks for having me today.
Wonderful.
Back to you, Steve.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Wonderful information. Thanks for all the updates. And again, Tracy is in Florida for a little over a month. You will see her around all of the offices, and if there's anything she can assist with, make sure you reach out and let her know. All right, we will pass on to our next presenter, Kelly Ewing, our Director of Operations for the state of Florida. Kelly, I know you're there because you're the person behind the curtain pulling all the levers, making sure that we got stuff in front of us. So
I'm trying.
Where are you?
I'm trying. Can everybody hear me and see me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can't see you yet.
Okay. What about now?
There we go.
See you.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
Good
it.
morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Kelly Ewing, if you don't know. I'm your Director of Operations for the state of Florida. I am a little stuffy today, so please forgive me and bear with me, but I am so happy to be here. I wanted to take this time and say I'm so glad we're getting together, albeit virtually, for this annual statewide meeting, and it's so nice seeing your faces again. I so enjoy getting to go around the state and to meet agents from all offices. This year, Florida has endured and is even still in recovery from Hurricane Ian, and I first wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to our surrounding regions for being there when Sunstar and Century 21 Schmidt needed them most. There is no other company like Schmidt family of companies, and I know everyone felt the love during these times. With that, we've also made some facilities changes throughout the state this year that have only positioned us to better operate for all of you, because you are always top of mind. This year, we have also gone through a super fun Moxie migration with the brands, and I mean fun. And I want to say another heartfelt thank you to the team who made it as smooth as could possibly be. Thank you to Carrie Scump and JD Waldvogel for leading this transition and doing everything in their power to make it comfortable for all of you, which is our biggest priority, you. I'm so thrilled from the bottom of my heart to be part of this team. And that team also includes your AOCs, your RSCs, your managers, and regional leaders. All right, so I'm going to refresh 2 topics for you today. And I kindly request if you have any questions, please hold them as we're pressed for time today. You can always email me, or your first line of defense is always your ASC, your manager, and your regional leader. So my first friendly reminder is on this amazing program Anywhere has to offer. Referral Rewards is a tool like no other that only benefits you and helps this company grow. And a growing company is always a great company. It's only a good company when a company can grow. We launched this program end of 2022. And as of the first 2 quarters of this year, Schmidt family of companies has distributed nearly $10,000 back to all of you. And that's only halfway through the year, $10,000 back. And that's only Schmidt, not the rest of the Coldwell Banker, Anywhere affiliate, any of them. So if you want your fair share of those rewards, I'm going to quickly show you how. I'm sharing my screen. All right, so in my CB desk, which you all know how to get, it is also in Century 21 online, but you can do a quick search for referral rewards. And we're just, going over quick treetops here. We are going to have another referral rewards training in the near future. If you want that and you will attend, please put a thumbs up in the chat so I can see it. And we will get it on the calendar. We'll have a brand ambassador come. You can ask all the questions in the world. I know it's a really exciting program. And the fact that we've had $10,000 distributed year to date is super exciting. So I'm sure you all will want to try to utilize it more and start using it. So once you're in CB Desk and you search referral rewards, you can come here. And there is a whole summary on referral rewards, so you can read about it. There is some facts here that opens up this page, and you can read through the simple questions. You do get 1% back on your recruit should they join the company. They do have to be at least, I think, 100 miles away. They have to come from somewhere that's not anywhere. There's a whole lot of stipulations I won't get into, but the general consensus and idea is to recruit those people that you work with, all of those co-brokes, recruit them to this amazing company, and you get the benefit of 1% of their AGCI. So it's really exciting. I think it's my favorite tool that Anywhere has ever put out. So I'm excited about it. There's also a income projection calculator, which, does everybody see my screen when I open this up?
I saw you go
Yeah.
towards the button, but it didn't open anything up, Cal.
All right, well, I'll let you go back to it because I'm sharing a certain part of my screen. But if you open this income projection calculator, you can see that if you recruit somebody, and let's say they do $2 million in volume, you'll get $600 that first year. But if they grow their business 5% every year, you'll get $1,800 the next year, $1,200 the next year, $1,800, $2,500. It only increases, and then that's money in your pocket. So it's really, really exciting. And then there's also a flyer on it. And then let me just show you the form really quickly. Oops. You fill out this form for any of the co-broke, everything in asterisk that's red, you have to fill out for the person that you're trying to recruit. You will get a confirmation back. There is a process. That person that you do try to recruit gets an email where they do have to select yes or no. You'll get a confirmation once that's done, and then they'll be entered into the program. And then whether it's a week, whether it's 3 months, they will be in the program for you to get that 1% once they do finally join the company. So that is just a super quick refresher on referral rewards to keep it top of mind for everyone that you work with. And then I'm going to go into one other program, which is an amazing tool that Schmidt has to offer. Keep in mind, I did just come from Gen Blue last week, and I heard agents mentioning testimonial tree, and brand employees would stop them and say, wait, this is a paid for tool. It's not provided to everyone. But thankfully, Schmidt does pay for this tool for all of you to use. And now is a better time than ever to set yourselves apart from the competition, utilize testimonial tree, and it's an automatic process. So I'm going to show you also very quickly, if you don't mind holding your questions. So in app files, which the vast majority of Florida uses, if everybody can see my screen, can we see app files?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. In app files, when you go into your transaction, to the right, there is a section labeled testimonial tree. We want to make sure this is filled out. So kudos to Ormond Beach. That's where I'm at right now. They filled out this section, and it will automatically trigger testimonial tree to request the customer to fill out a testimonial about you and how your process and the transaction went. They're going to give you 5 stars, of course, because you are all stellar. And then what's really cool about that, it will syndicate to your Moxie website. So if you have a Moxie website with a testimonial tree widget, it will syndicate here. So here's Tammy Klein's. You can see that all of her testimonials have syndicated. Of course, Tammy Klein is a 5-star agent. Thanks for being my guinea pig, Tammy. But I just wanted to show you all of that because it's only benefiting you. That's all it's doing. Again, now is the time to really set yourselves apart, get your unfair share of the market, increase your business. And the only way to really do that is to build your sphere, have that word of mouth. And when you really project yourselves and show everybody that you're a fantastic agent, you're only going to get more business. And this is one way. That's an automatic process. You don't have to do anything except fill out this section in app files. So I just wanted to give a friendly reminder on that. Please try to fill it out for us. It only asks for the customer name and their email. You do need to put the closing date, preferably. The phone number it will ask you, it's not here. It will ask for a phone number. It's totally optional, but preferably email. That way they can get emailed the survey request. That's all we need. And again, Automagic only helps you, very little work on your part, but huge benefit on your part. So that is all I had for you today. Keep in mind, these trainings are all the time. We have trainings all the time on Testimonial Tree. Keep a lookout for Blue Matters Monday. Watch the Schmidt education calendar. If you want a Refer Reward seminar, I'm so happy to get that scheduled for November. So we can really maybe get some more candidates in the Refer Rewards program. Maybe they'll join early 2024. And everyone, I hope, has a very prosperous end of 2023. And I will see you all soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that wonderful information, Kelly. Great job. All right, next, we want to hear from each of our region leaders. First, we'll start with Deanna Atkinson. Deanna, are you there? Deanna once.
I am here. I just
There
had to
she
make
is.
sure I was not on mute. So
Wonderful.
I'm so excited to talk to everybody, and I'm really excited that we're having this meeting and getting together, because sometimes we just need to remind ourselves what we have in Schmidt family of companies. So I'm real excited about this. But what I wanted to say to everyone is really going right along with what you guys said. And it kind of is funny that I didn't know what you guys were going to talk about. But anyway, what I want to say to our group and really to the whole state is that you need to be aware of the market. You need to know what's going on out there. You need to inform yourself of all these things to be a good agent. But you need to keep your mindset in a good place, because all of that information can turn you very negative, and negative people are not successful people. So we need you to be positive, to have a positive mindset. So may I suggest that instead of worrying about, oh my God, things are slow, oh my God, the interest rate went up again, oh my God, may I suggest you think about, how can I get more transactions? Because if the entire market only had 500 transactions and 250 of them were yours, you'd still be really good. So think about how to get more transactions. Use your DAP program and build your reputation. Use your listings to leads to get more listings. These tools that we have and the support of your managers and your ASC are there to help you. And you can use that to get more transactions, and the state of the market will not have as much of an impact on your real estate career. So my advice, keep that mindset up. I know that in some of our regions, we're even having classes about how to do that, how to take that negative information and put a positive spin on it. So keep that mindset up. Think about how to get more transactions and move forward, because darn it, you're part of Schmidt family of companies, the best real estate company out there. And that's all I have for you, Steve.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deanna. All right, Lisa Cataline, are you there?
I am here. So good morning. I'm like Kelly, I'm a little stuffed up, and Deanna kind of summarized a little bit what I was going to say. So I might say the same thing, just a little bit different, but we've had a lot of great information today, and I'll really try to keep my part short. But lately, every time I go into one of the offices in our region, I get the same question, right? They want to know if other agents are struggling like they are. And then even when I was in Atlanta last week for the Gen Blue conference, I got that question. And the answer to that question really is yes. Everyone is feeling stressed and frustrated, and you're not alone. But the thing to remember is there is business out there, because we're always going to have a need for housing. And so that just means now more than ever, we need to focus on our value, right? And our value is you, the agent, the Schmidt family of companies, and we work for the most recognized brand, Coldwell Banker. So we have a lot of competitors out there that have forgotten their value, but that doesn't mean that we have to. Steve Bell mentioned, the NAR lawsuit and stuff. There's just a lot of disruptors out there right now, and we just need to block those out and just focus on our business. That means coming in the office every day, reaching out to your sphere, making a few extra calls, and even stepping outside of our comfort zone. We just need to stay positive and be consistent, and the results will follow. You know, there's a saying that says only the strong survive. However, that saying doesn't state that in order for the strong to survive, they need to adapt and adjust to our changing environment. And that's where we're at right now, right? We need to adapt and adjust our business so we can continue to be the leaders in our market. I may be biased, and like Deanna said, right? The Schmidt family companies, we have the best agents. And you guys continue to show up and you show our core values. My favorite thing at night is, right, I have a really exciting life, right? I scroll through and I'm looking at social media, and I see a lot of posts from all over the state of Florida from our agents, you know, doing community events, and they're doing different things. I'm a firm believer in what you put out there, you get back. And I think if we continue to show our value and we lead with our core values, we can't lose. So I just want to thank everybody on this call for everything that you do. And I wish you the best of the rest of 23, and we're going to rock 24. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. All right, last and certainly not least, Mr. Steve Ladrito, where are you?
Here I am.
There you are. And Kelly, I'll
Can you
find
hear
you
me?
in a sec here.
I don't know how to follow that, man. Deanna and Lisa did a fantastic job, and they both kind of dabbled in a little bit of the things that I wanted to talk about. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time with a region update, but I do have to give some shout outs. I got to thank first of all, our Florida leadership team. We just got to spend almost a week in Atlanta with Steve Carr, all of Schmidt family of companies, headquarters leadership team, but our state leadership team is pretty amazing. And I know Carr says this a lot, but I would put our team here in Florida against any team across the country, because we are a very dynamic, very skilled, very talented group of people. So I thank you guys for that. Taking it back to our region, I gotta say thank you to our Premier Properties and Amelia Group support staff and leadership team, because, you know, as Steve mentioned earlier today, they're the ones that keep this thing going and keep us on the railroad, if you will. And it's all driven by our agents. So our agents are my last thank you. Thank you to our agents. Thank you for all your hard work. I know it's tough out there. Times are changing, but we're in the best position possible. You guys are with the best company possible. So, and then a huge shout out to our Hammock Beach agents. We just added them not more than 90 days ago. So we're really happy to have them as a part of our Coldwell Banker Premier Properties region, and all of the entire Premier Properties region. I thank all of you, and we've got some really big things coming. Can't talk about them yet, but our region is really poised for some growth and some greatness coming down the pipe in the next couple of years. So we'll talk about changing markets. I know Deanna and Lisa both talked about that. The good news is, like I mentioned, Schmidt is actually built for this. The Schmidt family of companies and our individual regions are built for changing markets like this. Coldwell Banker is a listing brand. We've always been a listing brand, and we need to focus and harness that. We talk about facing adversity, right? It's incredibly important to face adversity. And when you face that adversity, you have to adapt your approach. Lisa mentioned that. Adaptation is incredibly important. You've got to adapt your approach. And then most importantly, you have to own the opportunity, because in those moments of adversity, there is opportunity in those moments of adversity. So that's my hope for you guys, is that you'll face the adversity, you'll adapt your approach, and that you'll own the opportunity, because the professionals prevail in all markets. Even in the lowest of markets, professionals prevail, and that's what we are. That's who we are. So we have a bunch of superstars here at our Coldwell Banker Schmidt family of companies. Not only are they superstars in our local markets, but when you go to Gen Blue, you see how incredibly impressive Coldwell Banker Schmidt family of companies is in all of Coldwell Banker and the entire network, and quite frankly, in the entire real estate industry. So we are leaders in our industry, and our production and our accolades prove that, and so does Gen Blue. I want to talk to you a little bit about being a star. Being a star and being a superstar with Coldwell Banker and Schmidt family of companies is incredibly important to me. For those of you who know me, you know that I don't half step anything. I do everything, and I go all in, and I jump all in, and I just hope that you guys will too. And I hope that you'll dig into our agent value proposition. I've broken it down into a very simple acronym. It's STAR. It's a part of our logo. It's who we are. So if you want to be a star, you got to dig into our agent value proposition. The S is support, and we all get better together. So if you need help, you got to ask for help. We've got a really amazing support team in every one of our regions and throughout the company. So tap somebody and let them know you need some help. Use that support. The T is training. I believe in a growth mindset. You have to get better every day, because if you don't get better every day, you're declining because your competition is getting better every day. So tap into the training, tap into the technology, and just focus on being better every day. Awareness is one that I really believe in, which is harnessing the power of the brand. You have to harness the power of the Coldwell Banker brand. We are a mighty brand and we are world renowned. And it's important for you to make sure that you embody that in the way that you talk, the way that you walk, the way that you present, the way that you sell, and the way that you represent Coldwell Banker, Premier Properties, Sunstar Paradise, the Amelia Group, all of them in the Schmidt family of companies. It's incredibly important. And then last but not least, which you've heard a lot about today, which is resources. It is incredibly important for you to automate some of parts of your business and incorporate a lot of the resources we have to give you more time to be out there and do what you should be doing, which is creating relationships and bonding and developing those tactics and strategies. So I believe we've all heard the phrase of work smart, not hard. I don't believe in that. I believe in working smart and working hard, and utilizing your resources is a great way to do that. So I'll leave you with this. Deanna talked about positivity. Positivity is one of my favorite things to talk about. It's a mantra that I live by. The mantra is seize the day with PMA, and PMA stands for positive mental attitude, comes from Dr. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Incredibly, incredibly important that you understand that your mindset matters, especially in sales. More important in any business, there's not more important feeling or way to live by than in sales as positivity. So we all know that negativity is contagious, but so is positivity, and it's incredibly important that you keep that top of mind. So I'll leave you with this: just seize the day with PMA, and happy selling.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Ladrito. All right. Next up, our partners, strategic partners, Coast One Mortgage, Marty Garrity. Are you there?
Hey, good morning, Steve. And it's
Good
nice
morning,
to
Marty.
see you have started No Shave November just a little bit early.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I try not to talk about it. It is what it is.
Well, you look good, my friend.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I got to tell you, what excitement. I mean, I hear a lot of real estate agents, real estate leaders, mortgage leaders every week. And I don't think I've been on a call that has had so much excitement, so much enthusiasm, but it's all built around a game plan too. So congratulations to everybody that shared some information so far. I don't want to disappoint you and not give you a little bit more information. Monday through late last night, I got back to my home in Cleveland, but earlier this week, I was in Milwaukee for kind of an intimate mortgage leadership conference. There was a guy there by the name of Rob Chrisman. He's an industry consultant and has a big capital markets background and economist. So I'll share a little bit of what Rob shared with me as well. But to piggyback on Steve Ladrito's comments about tools, and heck, almost everybody on the call mentioned tools and leveraging our tools here at the Schmidt family of companies. So I'm going to layer just a little bit more onto that. So you have plenty of arsenal in your belt to go out and just kill it in the months to come. So Kelly, do me a favor. Can you share the first of 2 slides? Okay. All right, let me give you a little bit of an update on a rate forecast. And we've really had to follow the bouncing ball on a rate forecast this year, right? At the beginning of the year, it was highly anticipated that we would get into a recession. And when that happens, rates actually come down. That has not happened. So as of this week, the most current consensus that I'm hearing from experts is that we will see rates higher for longer. So how do you combat this? I would get with your loan officer, make sure that you are super familiar with things like temporary buy down, seller contribution, and the different cutoffs for that and that sort of thing. And the reason why I think we're going to see rates higher for longer is because the Fed, as you've seen on CNBC or whatever economic news show you watch, they are really watching all these leading indicators very closely. And until they come out, they're afraid to increase, stay the same. So far, decreases are not in the cards, but that's one reason. And the other big thing that Rob Christman shared with us is that the Fed is also not buying mortgage-backed securities. You know, if you look back to 2020 and 2021, there was something called quantitative easing going on, which means that the Fed was buying a ton of mortgage-backed securities. And because of that liquidity, rates fell to just unprecedented low levels. They're not doing that today. So there's your rate forecast. Hang in there is all I'm going to say. From a team forecast, I would like all of us to adopt a mentality of three musketeers, right? Who are the three musketeers? All for one, one for all. And our three musketeers on this call are obviously our real estate professionals, our mortgage team, and our title company team. So if you look at the name of our company, the Schmidt family of companies, do you notice how I have that in bold at the end of companies? It's plural. It's not singular, right? One of the things that makes us a better company than most in the industry is the family of financial services that we offer. So we've got to join together in these more difficult, challenging times and truly become the three musketeers. You know, recently I read an updated survey that the National Association of Realtors did back in 2008. And in 2008, NAR did a survey, and the survey from consumers said that 63% of consumers are familiar and prefer a one-stop shop when they buy a home. That survey today is up to 95%. So there's not a lot of companies the size of the Schmidt family of companies that can offer all these services and deliver what our customers are asking for. So keep that in the back of your mind. The last thing I'll say about the three musketeers, and this is a national stat that I heard this week, so it's not our Vero branch, it's not our premier region, it's not the state of Florida, it's not the Schmidt family of companies, but nationally, the average real estate closing produces about $200 of net income to your company. Think about that, $200. However, when you bundle additional services, i.e. mortgage and title, that increases by 1,000, maybe a little bit more. So if you want to really impact the strength of our company, think about the bundled services that we offer and how we can benefit our customers in achieving this collaboration. Now, think about success tools. And this is kind of a rhetorical question, so I'm not going to ask for any feedback, but which of the tools that our mortgage company offers do you know about? And are you leveraging to create more buyers and more listings? And it brings me back to a conversation I had with Mike Schmidt 3 years ago when he called me for this position for the company that the Schmidt family of companies owns, Coast One Mortgage. And Mike told me, he said, you know what, Marty, I couldn't tell you how to originate a loan. I don't know how it gets approved. The one thing that I do know is that mortgage capabilities can create opportunities for my real estate agents. And that's what we need to bring them. So to also piggyback on what Steve Bell, Steve Carr, and others have said, tough markets do not mean no opportunity. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. But if you even think about the company color, at least of Coldwell Banker, I apologize to our C21 team members on the call. But at the beginning of this year, I looked up, I was just curious. I wondered, does the color blue mean anything? So I looked it up in Webster's dictionary, and it was defined as significant, important, and confident. So if you think about Coldwell Banker Schmidt, any of our Schmidt family of companies, we are truly significant. I mean, we are one of the largest real estate companies across the United States. It's important that each and every one of us know all the tools and ways to help our customers out, whether they be seller or buyers, so we can help them with the biggest purchase or sale of their life. And I think everything that you're hearing today should give you guys just a ton of confidence that you can deliver in the seat that you're in with the leadership that you have in your market and your peers that have such a great reputation to go out and create more buyers and sellers. So Kelly, let's move to the next slide. All right. So some mortgage capabilities that I want everybody to leverage. One is look at the listings that you have out there right now. And I'm going to offer this through at least November. I'll probably extend it through December, just knowing the holiday time being a little bit slower. But let's give your sellers a little bit of a leg up on other properties listed in the marketplace. Go into the MLS and write an offer in there that Coast One will offer an appraisal rebate up to $650 on any of your listings. So you have my approval to do that at least through November, more than likely through December. So let's give your sellers an advantage. The second thing I want you to become familiar with, if you haven't started this already, is your database. And some of you manage your database very well. Some of you have some good tools. Most of you do not have a tool called HomeBot. And this is super important. I'll give you some feedback. One agent recently, and this is actually from a couple months ago, said that she created 15 listings year to date. This was back in June. So ask yourself, once again, that rhetorical question, are you using this tool? And if you don't know anything about it, get with our Coast One mortgage loan originator and find out. The next bullet point down there where it says day one entered 261 clients and prospects. This was one of our agents. She entered 261 on a given day. She checked to see what the activity on this tool was the very next day. And in less than 24 hours, 64 of the 261 prospects opened the email. And of those 64% who opened it within 24 hours, 12 of them were clicking around in there, looking at other properties. So what does that do? It gives you an immediate call to action, maybe to pick up the phone and start some dialogue. You won't know this information without this type of tool. So talk to your loan officer about HomeBot. And then finally, in terms of prospecting and qualifying more buyers, I've asked the loan originators to do some one-on-ones, some lunch and learns in your office. There's a new product called a three-step renovation. So if you don't know anything about the three-step renovation and you have any property that might need a facelift in the kitchen or bathrooms or paint or flooring, that sort of thing, learn about that product. Also, I'm bringing back something from a year ago during the month of November, and that's VA training. So there's so much about VA qualifying in prospecting that you can leverage in your markets and with buyers. We're going to do a repeat of the VA training that we did on November 29th and 30th of last year. And if you attend the training, we're going to give you a voucher to hand off to a veteran that they can receive a $1,500 closing cost voucher. So I love what some of the agents in the first agents I noticed this with were in the Premier group last year. They went through the training. They were on Facebook, on LinkedIn, offering the $1,500 VA closing cost voucher, not because they had a veteran to work with, because they wanted a prospect for one. So that's another one. And then some more opportunity. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac just announced the 2024 conforming loan limit. So if you haven't heard, next year it's going to be $750,000. We are actually going to kick that off here just in another week or two. So we're going to bring it to your customers before 2024 gets here. So Steve, thanks for a couple minutes today, and I'll turn it back over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate all the information.
I'm sorry. There was one little other note on the bottom that I didn't see on the screen. You don't have to pull it back up, but for all of our agents, we are in hiring mode in our mortgage company. So if you know a qualified mortgage loan originator, give your RVP a call, give myself a call. We'd love to talk to them. In the past week, I received 2 group calls from LOs who were invited to a conference call at their organization, their lending organization, and the announcement was they were closing their doors. So had I not started dialogue 6 weeks ago, or in one of the other cases, 3 months ago with these people, we would not be able to necessarily find a home for them. So they might not think that they have a need to talk to us today, but they might tomorrow. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you for the information, Marty. All righty. Bringing us home, Wendy Boyer and Chrissy Kennedy with Coast One Title. You there?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
I'm
guys.
Wendy, Coast One
Hello,
Title.
I'm Chrissy.
Hey, guys. How
I
you doing?
want to ride off of Marty's. I like that, the Three Musketeers. I couldn't have said it any better. That was perfect. We are together. We should be a team, and we want to be your resource. We want to be your title resource. We want to help you grow. When you grow, we all grow, but we have to do it together. So I just want to tell you a few little things that we have that maybe you don't know about that we do on the back end for agents. One of them is called a DCP key. It is a USB drive. It's a digital closing package that every buyer and seller walk away with. Not only does it store their documents, you have your own dashboard on this platform as well with your picture, your information. They get emails 6 to 8 times a year with your branding on there. You also get information every time they go in and click to look at a document. You'll get a notification that they've opened it. And then that's your time to reach out to them. Maybe it's been a year, maybe they're ready to sell, maybe it's been 2, but you will always get this marketing that we do free of charge every closing.
Wonderful.
Chrissy?
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind, I mean, we don't know what the market's going to bring, but the refis may come back. And if your client is reaching in, looking at their DCP, and you reach out to them and say, hey, what's going on? Just touching base, and they want to refinance, obviously you have a mortgage provider that can help you with that. I'm sure Marty would be happy to jump in. Just a couple of other reminders too. We have a program called Lightning Close. Hopefully you guys have heard of it. This will help you with your listing. So there is a simple form. Any of your Coast One Title reps can help you with that. Wendy and I can email it to you if you'll just let us know. These are for your listings. As soon as you're getting these listings, new deals, we can start the title work immediately. What does that mean for you? That means we're getting the title work back. We can sort of look through it, see if there's any issues, anything we need to take care of. Now, this is at listing. This is prior to you getting a real estate contract. This is free of charge. So I stress that because a lot of you are like, I've heard of Lightning Close, but I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works. It is free to you. It helps you, especially if we have a probate or somebody's passed away, or we've got guardianships or bankruptcies. Anything is a great time to use Lightning Close. So if you guys will please reach out to any of your Coast One Title reps, we'll be happy to walk you through that. Net sheets, please visit the website. Number one, all of these features are on your website. Net sheets, we can customize net sheets for you. You can actually go on your website and customize your own net sheet. So that is also a free tool. Also on the website is the EMD collector, so earnest money deposit. We can collect deposits anytime, day or night, midnight, Saturday, Sunday, holidays. All they do is hit the button at the top of the website. They can put in their information. Deposit comes directly to us. You get an automatic receipt. We get a receipt. We get your file going quicker and faster.
I did want to talk about the videos too.
Yep.
We do cross-marketing videos for each closing. After every closing, we will do a little video for you guys. We put it up on our website. Coast One Title Facebook page as well. I try to tag the agents in it that are our friends. If you're following our Facebook page, you will see that. You can like it yourself, and you should be sharing that as well. That video promotes your closing, and it includes the bit.ly link back to your website page. So we can tell you how many clicks you're getting based off that video going right back to your site. Again, that's something that we do for every agent that closes with Coast One Title.
Couple of other things too, if you'll look out on our website, things that we're posting, ask your actual reps that are in your area. We are doing free CE classes for you guys. So this gives us a chance to get in front of you. We're providing a service for you again. Everybody needs CE, so that's always a good thing. Those are great opportunities for us, again, to sort of just collaborate. Anything else, Wendy, that you want to add? I mean, fraud, some of them hit on fraud.
Yeah, monthly seminars. monthly seminars we will do as well. We have our underwriters that will come in and do seminar classes. We can do CE credits. I go around and talk about Title Tuesday class, very informal, but just informal information that you guys need to know what's going on in the title world and things that we're doing as well. We are a resource. We want to be your title resource. Call us. Night, weekends, we're here. We want to be your third wheel, your three musketeer part, okay?
Yep, and we can help you guys too with fraud. Fraud was important. Carrie did bring that up just real quick. So if you guys have a seller, somebody contacts you, just picks up the phone, contacts you and says, hey, I have a lot. Vacant land fraud obviously is a big one right now. I have something for sale. You've never met this person. You need somebody to do some research on that person. Reach out to us. If you'll get us a copy of their IDs, we have programs we can use so that you guys aren't wasting your time and everybody else's time dealing with somebody who is trying to sell something that is not theirs. So again, like Wendy said, we are your resource. We're here to help you.
Wonderful. Wendy, Chrissy, thank you so much. We appreciate all that you shared. And I want to take this time to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of this presentation up to this point. Just an incredible amount of information shared. Wonderful information to help guide us and lead us into the coming months and to 2024. So with that being said, I'm going to go straight to Mr. Ladrito and our panel, and I'm going to give Kelly a chance here to queue up our panel participants and get them on the screen. How are you, Dr. Ladrito, today? Looking good? Ready to roll?
Yeah, we're ready. Sorry, I had to change locations. But I'm excited to be here, and I just want to run down our list of panelists and give them an opportunity just to introduce themselves real quickly and why they bring value to today's panel. So we'll start just because she's first one that popped up is I'll start with Jane Wolf from the Coldwell Banker Premier Properties region. Jane, tell them who you are.
Good morning. I am Jane Wolf with Coldwell Banker Premier Properties out of the St. Augustine Beach office. I have been in the business over 20 years with Coldwell Banker Premier Properties long before Steve Ladrito was even a glint in anyone's eye. So I'm an old timer. I've been around. I've made it through the bad times, the hard times, and I survived. Don't have any special acronyms or anything like that behind my name. I am a realtor.
Awesome. And a great one at that. All right, next we'll move over to Billy because I see her next on the screen. Billy Putnick McGinn is from our Coldwell Banker Sunstar region from the Northport office. Billy, tell them who you are.
Yeah, hi. Yep, I'm Biljana Putnick McGinn. I've been with Coldwell Banker since they bought us. I was Century 21 for about 20 years, and I think Coldwell Banker bought us, Schmidt family of companies, about 7 years ago. So I'm going into my 28th year in real estate. And like Jane said, probably more in real estate than how old you are.
You're too kind. I'm
28 years. I love this office. I love Brent. I love Deanna. We really do have a great in-house team here, and happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'll jump right to two folks that well, one at a time, but two folks that spoke very highly of you and said that you taught them everything. So we'll jump over to Tammy Klein. Tammy Klein is also in our Sunstar region, and she's from the Northport office as well. Tammy, tell them who you are.
My name is Tammy Klein. I've been with the company for 5 years now. I do have a background in the service industry. I'm a former business owner over 22 years. So I do have a background of going into people's houses. I do have a couple of designations. GRI and the At Home with Diversity, which I think is probably one of the most useful things you can do is take that class. It really helps us with understanding different people and their cultures and such.
Awesome. Well, great information there. We'll move over to Justin Willis, also in the Northport office, and tell them who you are, Justin.
Absolutely. My name is Justin Willis. I have been with Coldwell Banker since February. Started my real estate career as a private investor and worked in the medical industry. and made the transition over to working full-time in real estate about 3 years ago.
Okay, welcome. All right, next we'll move up the screen, Mr. Kirby Kitchener. Tell them who you are, Kirby.
Hello, I'm Kirby Kitchener with Coldwell Banker. I started in 1993 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, worked 25 years for the company there, and then came down to Florida because I love to fish Sebastian Inlet in 2019 and started with the Sebastian office and just love it here. It's a great area. Prior to my 1993, I was a catering director, and I lived in Florida for all the 1980s, and then I moved up to Minnesota in 1989.
Okay.
And just love it here now.
Well, welcome and thank you for being here with us. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Jimmy Ginta. And Jimmy is from our Sunstar region as well, from the Port Charlotte office. Tell them a little bit about you, Jimmy.
Well, I go by Jimmy G. I joined my wife 10 years ago. She convinced me to get out of the car business. I'm glad I did. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes she'll tell me, you know what, I can fire you for that. And I'll always tell her, listen, is that all it would have took? But making that said, I'm also an auctioneer in town. I enjoy doing what we do. I've never met a stranger. And the thing is just getting back to basics now. Things are a little bit tight, but you get back to basics and you hit the ground running. And you stay positive and just keep doing what you're doing. Like I tell everybody, I'm a go-getter. Shelly works, I go get her.
There you go. Good job. Well, welcome, Jimmy. And you and I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah.
Because you're also a car guy.
25 plus years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, let's move right into our first question. And it's a really loaded, important question. I'll just call on you, and if you can answer for us, and then we'll move right to the next one. The question is, how do you present your agent value proposition to ensure that you earn more than your competitors? We'll start with Billy.
Oh, boy. Okay. Well, I'm going to take your question in a kind of a different approach because it's not me. I don't come in and tell you what I'm valued at or my company or anything like that. I base the commission on the market, the price, and the competition that's out there. They're the homes selling in their price range. I mean, I don't know how far you want me to go with this.
No, that's good. I mean, I think that's, you're talking about market-based pricing. You're talking about just basing it on your local competition. And I think
it's not me. It's not me that I come because I'm not that $20 million producer where I can say, this is me. I do it on that. The company and myself come in the next question when it's, what can you do for me?
Sure.
But the commission is based on their house, the market, yeah, I mean, including bedrooms and bathrooms. I mean, I have all my MLS sheets there, and I will circle year built and square footage and sold prices and everything. So basically, my customers come out with the percentage they want to pay after I guide them to that 6 or 7%.
There you go. You show them the value by guiding them exactly where you want them to be. I love that. Tammy, tell me about you and how you present your agent value proposition to make sure that you earn more than your competitors.
Okay. One thing I do, I use the Blue Book a lot. In fact, I love the Blue Book. But I do go through what Coldwell Banker offers. I go through what Schmidt offers, and then I go through what I offer. So it's a threefold. So we're getting all of I'm getting all of that value out when I talk to someone. And I try to make sure that, they are fully understanding in how the commission structure works, so that they know that it's, I don't get 7% all by myself. That gets split up between the brokers and the other agent and why we offer to other agents. And that's basically how I do it.
That's great. And I think that's a very important point is most consumers, they sell a house every 5 to 7 years. They don't necessarily remember and or understand what that commission breakdown looks like. So I'll move over to Kirby. Kirby, tell me a little bit about your agent value proposition and how it helps you earn a little bit more than your competitors?
Well, I go in there, of course, I've got 30 years of experience behind my belt. I talk about Coldwell Banker and how they bring more value to the table than a discount brokerage firm through their marketing capabilities. And, you know, I ask them if they want to drive a Mercedes Benz or if they want to drive a Volkswagen. I always answer my phone unless I'm with a client. I'm available 24/7. I do open houses. I get into that and how I do them. Coldwell Banker also sends weekly open house marketing ads and internet campaigns through Moxie, listings to leads, through Facebook, Instagram, to local agents. And it's just the power. I also have a listing packet that I bring that has all kinds of great information there for the sellers. And you can also buy these seller packets. I think they're $6 or $8 that will tell everything about the company. And I'm just get to know them, you know, don't always talk at them, listen to what their needs are, because some of them had bad experience with agents prior. And you want to combat that and listen to what their needs are, and then talk about yourself. Try to establish a rapport.
I love that. A real consultative approach and really harnessing the power of the brand and the marketing tools that we have. I'll move over to Jimmy. Jimmy, how do you present your agent value proposition to earn more than your competitors?
The one thing that we don't do is we don't really talk about the competition, because being in the car business, when we used to belly to belly sales, and you start talking about the competition, about how they're doing things, it makes people want to run to them to see exactly what you're really saying. Is it true or is it not? We offer the services. We come in prepared. We constantly are practicing. Shelly's done this for 33 years. Like I said, I joined her 10 years ago. And I just like to be with my wife because of the fact that, you know, and I know that being in the car business, you were away from your whole family for the whole time.
Yep.
But being that said, when you can go in and talk, and I heard a couple of things being said, that you got to pick stuff out that you're going to use cafeteria style. It may not be your style, but it may fit something, and you may be able to use it in your verbiage that's going to make your customers understand a little bit more.
Yep.
Also have to be a chameleon. You have to be able to change. So these are all things that as soon as you can develop that style, and you need a good style, and you need to be able to go in and be 100%, look them in the eyes. If you have a hard time looking somebody in the eye, look at the bridge of their nose, because it will make you think that you are looking somebody in the eye if you look at the bridge of their nose, if you have a problem with that. But when you start looking to the left and looking to the right, looking up and looking down, you start to lose a lot of credibility.
I couldn't agree more. I love that. All right, well, let's move to Justin. Justin, tell us a little bit about how you present your value proposition and how that helps you gain more than your competitors.
Absolutely. So I see it a little bit different. I think that when it comes to sales, we're not just dealing in transactions, we're building relationships. And that's where our focus should be at from the time we walk in the door. It's focusing on the relationship that we're building with the client, listening to what their need is, and identifying their why. Their why is their greatest move point. So we can take all the paper, we can take everything we want and present it, but until we are actively working to build a relationship and learning what the why is, that's what truly brings us to the next level.
I love that. Relationship selling. I love it. That's the way it's done. Jane?
Hi. Ditto on a lot of the things that the people are already saying. The main thing that I focus on when I go in, I am not there in my mind to do a sales pitch. I am there to have a conversation and a meeting with people. And bear in mind, I don't go in with any preconceived numbers, and I tell them that up front. I will not give you any idea of the value of your home until after I've been there, seen it, felt it, touched. And then we just have a nice casual conversation. I tell them everything that I offer from start to finish, that they'll always find me. But the most important thing is people deal in dollars when they're thinking about the difference between 6% and 5%, and Joe down the street will do it for 4%, and that's all great. But when you break down what that difference is, all of a sudden a light bulb goes off. If you're talking a $600,000 home and you say to them, is the 1% discount that they're going to give you, which equates to $6,000 in the big scheme of things, really worth you taking the chance that they're not going to perform everything I just told you I'm going to perform?
Love that.
And when you break it down that way, they're like, oh, well, it just seemed like so much money. Well, it's not. Most people blow that money in a very short period of time. And of course it goes down when you're talking $300,000 homes and $200,000 homes. So I do what I can to tell them that I am there. I will not be leaving them. They will not be hunting all over the world for me. And this is why.
That's awesome. I love that. And there's some real power in all of the things you guys talked about, just relationship selling, understanding your value. And then to Jane's point, you got to, we call it reduce to ridiculous, right? You got to break it down to them that 1% in the grand scheme of things, you're not saving that much money, but you are losing a lot in quality and value. And that's one thing that you got to really stress. So Jane, I'm going to stick with you. We'll roll right into the next question. The next question is, how do you differentiate your services, systems, and resources from your competitors that in a way that justifies your commission? I think you guys kind of already answered this in a roundabout way, but tell me a little bit about the services, systems, or resources that you use that differentiate you from your competitors.
Well, the most important thing is my telephone is to, I am here. I am here. And my job as your agent is to make sure that all you're worrying about is packing your boxes, sitting at the closing table, and picking up your check. So I want to take all of this angst and anxiety and potential mental therapy sessions you may need in the future. I want to take them off your plate. And I do take them off their plate.
Yeah.
And that's our goal. As far as resources, agents, I don't care if you're new on the job or if you've been in it 20, 30 years, you have got to know your stuff inside and out. You have to know the procedures of obtaining insurance. You have to know the procedures of what inspections are required and what hurdles you have to clear. And your lenders, we're the best go-between between a buyer and their lender, and we can explain the process to a seller saying these are the hoops they're going to have to jump through, and I'm going to make sure, even if I have to work the other side because that agent is MIA, I'm going to make sure this gets through, and I'm going to communicate with everybody involved and keep this contract on track.
Love it. Love it. So it's you and your phone, which I love that because we all hear this in the business every day. They don't pick up the phone. So you got to start there. Let's move over to Kirby. Kirby, tell us a little bit about the services, systems, and resources that you use that differentiate you from your competitors and how that brings more value and commission.
Well, I talk about the true facts about Coldwell Banker Paradise in my step-by-step marketing plan. I think all of us that go into sellers' kitchen table should have a marketing plan all set, ready to go, step by step. Coldwell Banker has been in the real estate business for over 113 years with a proven 20.7% higher average sale price than others. That needs to be stressed. Marketing to over 150 different companies that boast to over 750 websites. That's a big deal with 180 million visits, and how Coldwell Banker spends their company dollar to be the #1 real estate in ads in the industry for 9 years in a row. Those are some of the statistics that the sellers need to understand that that's what brings value. I boast about that we're the #1 most visited real estate brand online with 221 million property views nationwide. I follow up on all buyers to make sure that they're pre-approved or have proof of funds prior to showing their homes. I also stay in touch and give seller feedback on all showings. And big deal is pictures. Pictures are a big deal. So I offer high definition, wide angle, property photos with drone videos. And they love it. They absolutely love it. So you have to bring the value in order to get the commission.
Love it.
Simple.
Love it. True professional and focus on quality. I love the fact that you quote the brand stats, because I think that most of the time people don't necessarily understand that, and they don't know that. They don't know that Coldwell Banker brings you 20% higher value or price point. And it's true, and the numbers don't lie. So I think it's something that if you're writing things down, those are little nuggets that you guys should be taking away, because that's really valuable information. Jimmy, let's move over to you. Tell me a little bit about what you do in regards to services, systems, and resources, and how you harness that to get more value.
Who are we going with, me?
Yep.
Jimmy or
What?
Tammy?
Did you say Jimmy or
sorry.
Tammy?
Jimmy, sorry.
Okay.
You're next, Tammy.
When you sit down at a table and you start talking to them and you're belly sales, and you can bring into the fact about your marketing, there's a lot of things. I mean, Brent stresses a lot when he talks about it to a lot of the agents here and myself, and we've discussed the 3 Ps. If you can describe to a customer what you're going to do for them, how you're going to be there for them, and you're not going to be the agent that's going to practice the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps being, we're just going to put it in the MLS, we're going to place the sign in the front yard, and we're going to go home and we're going to pray that somebody's going to find the property. That's a Brent Canaveri line. I'll give him all of that.
There you go,
The thing
Brent.
is, though, is like what Kirby said also, you have to show them what you're going to do. You have to tell them what you're going to do, but you have to also listen to what they're saying. And remember what the big guy upstairs gave us. He gave us 2 ears and he gave us 1 mouth. If you listen to them long enough, they're going to help you get that yes decision that you're looking for every single time. Shelly and I, we play off on each other a lot better. Like I said, this is basically, I mean, Shelly's to me is the number one. But when it comes to doing it, like Kirby said, if you're going to do a video, you can upload that video and you can put it to music. That's what we do. We also do every 2 weeks, we send out a big mass email for our newsletter that's professionally done with short stories and things like this. But then what we do is we'll put in there our virtual tours of our homes. We'll also put in there about the commercial properties and the commercial lots. We'll also put in their residential lots. We have benches up and down 41. We'll have that. Now we have customers that are actually sitting on our benches, sending it to us. So now we upload that into our newsletter. And it's just a little fun tactic that we use. And then we come up with a quote of the day. So,
Very nice.
and that comes out every 2 weeks, but it's just, these are all different things that you have to stress to the people. But when you're sitting there, you have to tell them and you have to look them in the eye and you have to have empathy because they can see through you like saran wrap.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We had a request for you to mention the 3 Ps again. Can you just run through those real quick?
The 3 Ps that Brent says is, and this is how you know I pay attention. We're not just the agents that are going to practice the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps are, we're not just going to put it in the MLS. We're not just going to place a sign in the front yard. And we're not going to go home and pray that somebody found it.
I love that. I love that. That's great. That's great. We had another request, and it was about where you get the seller's packets. Everything can be found on schmidtresources.com. So please don't hesitate to go there. Reach out to our marketing group, fill out an online marketing project request form, and just tell them you want a seller's packet, and they'll start working with you on that. Tammy, I told you were next. So Tammy, tell us a little bit about your services, systems, and resources that you use or talk about that help you bring a higher value commission.
Okay, well, I actually go on listing appointments with Justin over here.
Okay.
And and we have actually we've sat down with a customer, and you need to have your people in place, and you also need to, what we do is we do walk the house first, because not only are we looking at what they're going to need, but we're also getting a good feel for the person as well. Yeah. So we've gone to a listing appointment. We sat down with a woman and she was talking about how difficult it was going to be to find a mover. And this one over here, he calls a friend who's a mover. Hey, can you get over here right away? The mover gets there and starts explaining what he can do and how he can make that happen. So it's having your resources, it's using your favorite tools. I love ListTrack. Love it, love it, love it, because I bring it on every single listing appointment I go to show the customers, this is where I'm sending my listings to leads at, because I talk about listings to leads as well. We do talk about Home Hub as well. Home Hub is a great resource for people who just, I've never moved before, I don't know what I'm going to do. And you're the problem solver. And that's how you have to look at it. You're going to be, you know, their helper. One thing we also do is after we finish, you know, once we're done with the listing appointment, we send them a thank you note. Thank you so much for having us. And that goes a long way. There's another agent in my office, Renata. She won a listing with a thank you note. It was incredible. Wow. Yeah.
Great. That's great. I love it. A holistic approach. So you're being a full service real estate professional and offering everything you possibly can. Justin, what else can you add? Because I know you guys work together. What else can you add to that? I mean, the mover is a pretty big deal. I think that's awesome.
Absolutely. It comes down, I know I repeat this a lot, but it comes down to the relationships that you have, from your clients to the people around you to the other realtors that you work with. It makes a big deal. When you walk into your client's home, you should be listening to what their why is, listening to their reasoning, listening to what they love and what they hate about their home, because your goal is to also sell them their next home. I mean, that's our ultimate goal, is to get them twice over. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, learn who your client is, learn who the person is that you're talking to. And remember that in this business, we are a therapist. It's the number one thing that we do. It's talking them off the ledge over and over and over. So it's be prepared for those things, because we are full service agents. Our job is to help somebody pull off the largest transaction of their life. And that's a big deal. So you've got to go in looking at this from the whole perspective. You don't want to walk into a client's house and be offensive to their religion or their nationality or whatever it is that sets them apart from you, and walk in there and be overbearing. So pay attention and hear what they're saying. Jimmy's got it right. We've got 2 ears to listen, 1 mouth to speak. And when we keep that in mind, it does make a big difference. I love to talk, but when we go on a listing appointment, I say as little as I can, only where it matters. The most often thing I probably say is, tell me more. You know, tell me more. It's an open-ended enough question that I can dig for the next answer. So
love that.
They're also telling us what they feel we need to hear in that moment. So it allows
when you guide the conversation, they're going to tell you what you need to hear, and I love that approach. It's a consultative approach. The one thing that I'll stress, and I love that you guys are all saying the same thing, because it sounds to me like it's less about the property and it's more about your professionalism, right? It's more about your professionalism and the personal relationship you build.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Billy, tell us a little bit about what you do as far as, you know, emphasizing services, systems, resources to help bring a higher value commission. Billy?
Oh, me? Okay, sorry about that. I didn't hear my name. Well, like Tammy says, I walked the house. I didn't know anyone didn't walk the house. We walked the house. I have a little construction background. I mean, I've actually built like a dozen homes in the last 20 years. I go around, if you see it's an older house and you kind of already know what the problems are going to come, because you've seen so many inspection reports. Sure. You'll ask them, do you have any leaks under the kitchen sink, while they're telling you about their beautiful new cabinets and their old cabinets and new stainless steel appliances. You'll go to, you know, like for example, when we walk around the house, if the fascia and soffit is 2 feet wide, you know that was a much better builder than the ones that are doing 1 foot. And I'll let them know that, oh, you got a pretty good builder here. Do you know who it was? Most people don't. But and again, going through the house, ask them if all the electric outlets work and stuff like that. You can tell them, because you can have a friend fix it now after an inspection. If you have to get a licensed plumber or a licensed electrician, it's going to cost a lot of money. So if you know somebody who can come in, anything else in the house that, you know, like I said, my construction background does come in a little handy right there. And that's when we sit at the table, and then we start talking about prices. And by that point, you're confident and they're confident that they trust you. And when they know you care, they know to trust you.
Yep, that's right.
And like Justin said, I don't really do much of the talking at the table after the commission and after the price of where they want to be at. I let them ask the questions. So sometimes even my company or how many I've sold this year or anything like that does not even come in because we're having a great conversation about selling your house. I care, I trust.
Good. I love that. I love that.
Different
We all
questions
know-
come in. I'm sorry.
We all know that, no, you're good. We all know that people do business with people they know, like, and trust, right? That's sales 101. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So do they know you? Well, they should because of your marketing. Do they like you? They will once they get an opportunity to meet you. And do they trust you? Again, they will once you develop those relationships with those folks. I've got just a few seconds left, and I'm going to ask a kind of a loaded question, but keep your answers quickly as tight as possible. The question is, for the new agents still on here, right? What's one thing you would tell them? Just one thing. Very quickly, one thing you would tell them to help them in defending their commission. Jimmy, we'll go with you first, real quick.
Okay, we're gonna switch right now to the other side, and that's gonna be the 4 Ps. I want you to practice, I want you to be prepared, I want you to be professional, and I want you to have a great presentation. You do
Love
those 4
that.
Ps, you got it.
Love that. Kirby, you, real quick.
I would say preparation is key to success. And don't party the night before.
All right, Justin, we'll go straight to you. Not that you're a partier.
So don't be afraid of rejection. No means no. No only means no for sure whenever it comes to sex. Any other time in your life when somebody says no, it just means no right now.
No just means not right now. That's right. But not in relation to that one. HR, delete that. Sandy, real quick for us.
Be confident. That's the
There you
most
go.
important thing you can do. Just
I
be
love that.
confident. And again, like Justin, you are going to get rejected sometimes, and that's okay because you just move on. And before you know it, you'll be getting a lot of listings.
2 things to that. Fake it till you make it. Number 2, consistency breeds confidence.
Amen.
Billy, tell us real quick. And then
I'm
Jane-
gonna say to go out there and just remember to yourself, it's not about you. It's about the market. It's about what price range they want to be in. That's when they'll get their commission to where they need it to be. Study your MLS sheets before you get there. Know your numbers, know where they need to be, know in the direction you need to point them. So it's not about you. It's about the market. It's about your house. Stay with that.
Awesome. Be the expert. Love it. Jane, we'll end with you.
Hey, the last thing I can say is be professional and be confident and realize if you reduce your commission now on a listing agreement contract, it's not the end because you will face that negotiation again when a contract purchase comes in and they want you to go down even further.
That's right.
That's right.
You open the door. That's right. I love that. Great information from each of you guys. I really appreciate you guys being willing to share with the rest of the group. You did an amazing job. Everybody, round of applause for our group here. Thank you all. And we'll turn it over to Mr. Carr. If not, we're done.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll close it down quickly. We've got a listings to leads presentation at noon in 3 minutes, as Carrie is telling me. But I want to say thank you to everyone for being a part of the day, for presenting, for listening, for sharing. That's what makes this group so special. And I just so happy over what took place in the last 2 hours. So thank you to everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great week and have a great fourth quarter as we go into the season. So take care.